how does it feel like you're showing up on YouTube every week? You're doing your PhD. You actually are attending conferences, getting some awards, additionally now being a wife and stuff like that. So hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. It's good to be back on your screen this Saturday. Today's video is actually one that is making me excited because it's been long overdue, fam. I've had this video, what I mean long overdue is I've had this video in my notepad, my video idea notepad for over a year, I think. And I think the video made it to that place because there was that season in my life that was even before I got married. There was just that season in my life that it felt like everybody was asking, oh Chioma, how does it feel like you are productive? Why I'm doing like this is because, to be honest with you, I don't even think I'm someone that counts myself as very productive. But you know, I got a couple of messages like that. How does it feel like you're showing up on YouTube every week? You're doing your PhD. You actually are attending conferences, getting some awards, on your grind in your career, and you're doing this, and now that I got married, additionally now being a wife and stuff like that. And to be very honest with you, I've had someone literally tell me, let's sit out, let's go out, in short, I want you to come, let's go out, sit down and tell me how you do it. And I remember that day very well. I was rambling. I was legit rambling. I didn't know how to coordinate my thoughts because it just felt like someone asking you, why is your name Chioma? Like, it just felt like, I don't know, what do you expect me to say, right? But yeah, I've been able to finally, coordinate my thoughts in points, and now I can say, I can come out and say, okay, this and this and this are probably the things that I do that kind of helps me feel like I am productive, right? So yeah, that's just what today's video is about. Today's video, I'm just going to be sharing with you tips or things that I do to keep me on my toes or keep me productive and prevent me from burning out. See, I'm not part of those people that say, I will tell you, I'm not part of those motivational speakers that will tell you, if you're sleeping, you are wasting your time. How can you be sleeping? This one, you can be, rest is important. So I am also of the very opinion that balance is important. So I'm just going to be telling you the things that I've done over the years, the structures I've kept in place over the years. To be honest and fair with you, this is the same thing I do and I've carried on into my marriage. So when I got around to summarize the ideas in my head, I came up with 5 points. And the very, very first reason is bulking. I don't know how else to put it, but bulking. Bulk, doing everything that can be bulk done, if that makes any sense. I saw this Instagram post, not a post, it was on someone's story, I think it was Chilotalks' story, where she said she's a dozen kind of girl. By dozen kind of girl, she means anything that can be done in 12s, in 12s, I would do it. And I remember I saw that thing, was it last year? It so resonated with me because I was like, that's so me, and that has been me for years. Now, what do I mean? I bulk cook for the week, I bulk shoot my videos, I bulk I bulk shop for the month. You get the idea. I bulk smoothie. Like, if there is something that can be bulk done, I get it done. Now, when I mean bulk cook, but if you've been following me on this channel for a while, you can attest to the fact that every Saturday I have to cook. I try to, this is even marriage aside, right? Every Saturday I try to cook in bulk. And I know the idea of this thing to some people might sound very boring, like, what if you don't see? Trust me, you can make a flex out of that. I cook variety. Like, if there's anything I look forward to any day, lunchtime during the lab, is my lunch. I try to have variety. So what this does for me is that during the course of the week, I'm not coming back home tired from lab, or just tired from, because sometimes you just are not in the mood, and then I have to still wrap my head around, oh, what am I going to eat, or what are we going to eat, or is there something that can be done, or where can I buy food, or stuff like that. I am just sure that what I will want to eat is in the fridge. It helps me a lot of times. There are some weeks that it's like Monday to Friday is just back to back vexation, stress in the lab, and just that feeling of, okay, I'll come back home and there is food, something. So it just helps me concentrate. And I do the same thing for my smoothie. Now, I've explained this in a different video where I said that personally, aside the bulking part of me, I just generally have an issue with eating fruit. Like, it's tiring to me to come back and start peeling fruit or slicing fruit or washing fruit. And also on Saturday, just after cooking for the week, I just blend everything in with a blender and make large quantity of smoothie. When I was just me, I could just make 1 jar of smoothie, but now that we are two, there's like 2 jars of smoothie. So throughout the course of the week, we are loaded on vitamins, we are loaded on eating fruit, and it doesn't feel like, okay, we are stressed and we are not healthy. So that's for that one. Then when it comes to grocery shopping, as much as possible, I do my grocery once a month. So I think I have a full-blown video I titled shopping for a whole month in Japan, or looking for 1 month supply in Japan. So what happens is, at the end of every month, I would I know what I need to buy. Things, when I'm talking bulk as in bulk shopping, I mean things like detergent, bathing soap, toothpaste, poundo, gari, if there is granite oil, noodles, like, you get what I'm saying, the things that are non-perishable. Then the things that are perishable, which are very few, is just like vegetable. If I have to cook vegetable soup, I buy that weekend that I want to use it and cook. Or then when it comes to the smoothie, like the fruits, I buy it that weekend, because you can't really keep fruits for 1 month. But for the bulk of things, for the most of the things, there is always something at home. So that's for shopping. Then even when it comes to YouTube videos, fam, you guys remember that after my wedding, it felt like I was just on a spree. Trauma was still going on. So people were even telling me that I rested for how many? I think I rested for like a month before I came out and even started my wedding series and all. So what I do is, at the end of every month or at the beginning of every month, I try to at least shoot down 4 videos. Now, if you calculate it, I show up here once every week, which is on Saturdays. So most months have 4 Saturdays. So that means I just need 4 videos. Now, a lot of times, like I said, I have a video pad, like a notepad with video ideas. So I don't really run dry of ideas. I can just go to that place and just check, okay, which one is feasible. Because another thing is, my schedule and the context for that month, I can just go and be like, okay, which one is feasible that month, which one can I do? And I'm like, okay, this one. If I have to collaborate with someone, I reach out to the person and I try to squeeze these things in the weekend. So like today that I'm or either a weekend or a public holiday. Like today that I'm shooting this video now, it's a public holiday. Today is a Thursday and I've rested. I'm just like, let me use this opportunity and film or shoot down some videos for the channel. So you get what I'm trying to say. So bulk, anything you can do in bulk. That's the first point. I've dwelt so much on this point, which is bulk, doing anything you can do. Now the second point is demarcation. Try demarcation. See, I used to think everybody knew about this till I was talking to someone and the person was like, oh, are you serious? I'm just like, you didn't know. So demarcation, when I mean demarcate every area of your life, separate areas of your life. Now I know to some people this might not sound like a very productive advice, but when I mean demarcation, I mean separate school or separate work, separate your 9 to 5 from your YouTube. So you're not having overflow and you're being a jack of all trade, master of none. Your head is everywhere at the same time. You're not processing a lot and then you're not being productive. So this is what I do. And because I know this thing is not so easy to accomplish, I try to put structures to force me. Now I have a lab laptop. Like when I mean lab laptop, a laptop I use in the lab to do most of what I want to do in the lab, plot my graphs, analyze my data, stuff like that. I have a lab laptop. Now I've tried my very best not to log in my YouTube email and my personal mail in that one, just my school mail, my lab mail, like those things that are related to lab. That way it forces me to concentrate. So I have this mantra of when I'm here, I should be here. Now I've had sometimes that the temptation of I'm not really, maybe I'm waiting for an experiment. You know how experiments can, maybe you're waiting for something to stay and I'm like I could have just started editing a video. But I remind myself the problem is when you start, you get engrossed, and before you know what's happening, you start making mistakes in what you're doing in the lab or what you're doing at work. So I try to separate it. Now when I come back home, I have a structure whereby when I come back home, what I now do is I have my personal laptop at home, my email is logged there, my YouTube is logged there, my editing software, everything, so I can do personal goals. Aside to YouTube, I mean, I have life outside YouTube, right? I have goals that I'm pursuing as an individual. So when I'm back, I'll just come up, do what I can do. But it just helps to separate. You're not always feeling lost. Someone is asking you, Choma, where did you keep that your sample? And you're thinking, now this is personal. It might not work for you. You know your situation, you know your context. As of now, and for the past how many years I've been doing, this is what I try to do. I just try to separate everything, Same thing with when I have to bulk cook. When I'm cooking, I am cooking. I can just play music to just make, because I love dancing, I love singing, I just like being goofy, right? So when I'm cooking, I can just be playing music, but I'm not trying to cook and run experiments and do this, and before you know what's happening, you're clumsy and you finish cooking and you don't like what you cooked. So as much as possible, separate. Same thing with when it comes to my husband. If we are having a date night or we are going somewhere, we even have some rules and structures we put in place, like maybe if we are on transit, no phones, we're just talking to ourselves. If we are eating dinner, no phones, we're just talking to ourselves. If we are having date night, no fiddling of social media, we just concentrate on the movie, gist, laugh. So as much as possible, if you can separate, that way you enjoy the process of every aspect, that every journey, because the truth is, it's not just about the destination most times, it's also about the process and the lessons you learn while on the journey. The third point is having structures and having boundaries. This one actually came to my list recently because it wasn't really on my list. The truth is, typical example, Japan is 8 hours ahead of Nigeria. What it means is that when my friends and family, my inner circle are just waking up, is when I'm very active in the day, or I'm rounding up for the day. And when I'm sleeping is when they are active. So if you don't have structures, what it means is that 24 hours of the day, I'm awake, maybe making call, or maybe because I also try to keep in touch as much as possible. So what happens is, have structures, have boundaries, such that even your friends and your family, they know the structure. I saw something on someone's Instagram story, and she said, your real friends know that your boundaries you place or the structures you build is not to hurt them, but it's actually to help your friendship or your relationship with them blossom. When I'm in the lab, example, if my mom wants to call me, if it's not urgent, there are sometimes that you just heard one hot gist and you're thinking, let me call Chilo. My parents, my siblings, they're very quick to check the time, like, she'll be in the lab, I'll call later, or they will drop a message. And if I'm free, good and fine, I step out and we gist the gist. Or I've had times where my sister says, I wanted to call you, but I checked the time. That's how it is. I check the time and I say, you'll be sleeping, it will be late. So what I'm trying to say is, don't give people the idea that anytime, any day, any which way, there's no boundaries, there's no structure, use me rough, draw me like small jet. When it comes to my YouTube, it's the same thing with YouTube. If he or she wants to reach out to me for content, or Shigma or any other person I collaborate with, the first thing they ask is, I know weekdays are not really favorable for you, but I feel like this one falls into weekday. Is it okay by you? They already know, because you've made them know that COC, like there are structures in place. That way, this particular one is beyond you being productive. That way, it just helps you not to burn out, because when you're always on the move, always doing something, never pausing to take a breath, you would burn out. You will burn out, and that's where structure comes into place. And I'm grateful for the kind of people I have in my inner circle. When I mean the people, I mean my husband, I mean my parents, my siblings, my friends, just my inner circle. I'm grateful for them because they understand. I feel like the term boundaries is a very touchy term. People just feel like when they hear boundary, is you being saucy or being rude. It's not. It's you just trying to protect your mental health and your space. And when I mean build structures and build, don't go and build the one that is too high and you just lock out everybody in your life. No, you can't do life alone. So there are ways to just balance things up that you're not feeling like you're leaving everybody behind. So yeah, the fourth point is accepting help. accepting assistance. I feel like this made it to my list probably because of my kind of person. I hate disturbing people. I don't like to stress. See, before I ask you for help, I've already thought of all the possible ways which you are going through life. That's just me naturally. But I've come to a point in life where I've realized that, well, generally, you just cannot do life alone. So sometimes it's okay to ask for help. And sometimes when someone offers you help, accept the help. I really saw the value of accepting help during the planning of my wedding. I really made use of the help of friends, family, loved ones, and I don't have any regret about it, and I don't feel guilty about it. Another way that accepting help, could play out for me sometimes is when it comes to shooting YouTube videos. Guys, this one is quite personal. Before I ask someone to help me and hold camera, God, I will already think this person will have to sleep, this person wants to do something, today is a public holiday. I will think of all the possible reasons why you cannot help me. Do you get me? And I've had a couple of videos where I've placed the phone in different angles. You would think it's maybe someone helping me, but it's just me. I had to buy a lot of tripod or different kind of things just so that I can give you guys angles so that the video is not looking too static. This is because I don't want to ask for help. Do you get me? But I've realized that it's okay to ask, and I think I'm learning this more with my husband. He will always say things like, you can't do life alone, and that's the reason why God even made marriage. You can't do life alone. If I can help you, why not, and stuff. And I'm genuinely happy about it now. It's helping me even grow, because you're not thinking about so many things at the same time. This person is handling this one, this person is handling. I can tell you for free that the videos I've had to shoot, the videos I've shot that I had people helping me to hold the camera, those videos I was more relaxed, I was more in the process, I was more in the video. I was not thinking of, oh, is the tripod shaking, oh, is it really shooting, oh, is my memory card full, oh, is my battery low. Oh, as much as possible, if you can ask for help, ask for help. If you can receive help, receive help. And the last point, which is my 5th point, is pray. See, I wrote this list the first time without it, and I just thought to myself, am I joking? They play. Am I whining myself? Prayer. See, I've had days that with all these structures in place, I just feel overwhelmed. That's the honest truth. I've had days that I just feel like I don't even have the time to box shoot. I don't even have the time to do all these things, like, even though I know they've been working. And those days I draw strength from God. Sometimes I can just be like, oh my God. Like, prayer is not just necessarily you kneel down, you close. Sometimes I'm just like, oh God, I need your help. I'm tired. I'm exhausted. Oh my God, I'm tired. I really need to do this. And before you know what's happening, I just have this joy to do something, or this ginger to do something. And I stand up and do it. This is me that probably a few minutes ago or a few hours ago, I was feeling very exhausted and I didn't want to do anything. So yeah, these are the 5 things that, thinking about it, these are the 5 things that I think have helped me over the years. But I really hope this video helps anybody that feels like they're handling a lot. I had people, not one person, trust me. I even had people come to my DM and say, Chilo, you don't used to say this thing as it is. You're painting this thing. See, I just started a postgraduate program abroad and I thought I could start a channel. But no, I don't have the time. I don't know how you do it. And I'm just like, I did not know I'm painting it a certain way. I hope this video answers your question. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please don't forget to like this video if you enjoy it. Share it with as many people as possible. We don't know who you could be helping. Drop your comments. Which of these points will you be practicing, or which of these points do you already do? And I'll see you next time. Bye for now, guys.